Alrighty, hey gang, welcome back. Good morning, you guys. Welcome to another episode of Zero Carb Journal. I'm Matt, as always, and episode 155 of Zero Carb Journal is what we're on here. How about that? So good morning, you guys. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are all doing great. I just woke up. I slept in a little bit this morning. It's late for me here, 7:20 or so, and had a great sleep. And a great week. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys are doing awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So yeah, how are you guys? So my week's been great, you guys. Let's see. Last week I was having a bummer week, and this week nothing different. Just as I kind of rolled into the week, my attitude kind of changed, and I still, if I'm honest, I still was pretty frustrated this week just with the same things, just like I'm just kind of stuck here and whatever. But yeah, I've been doing that for months, so I just kind of settled back into my groove and started just feeling better about it. And yeah, I'm doing good. I had some great workouts this week. I got some PRs. I got added weight to my pull-ups, and I did more than I've ever done, which is pretty awesome. Personal record, I guess is what that means. I'm not really sure. It's a weightlifting thing, and I'm not really much of a weightlifter. But yeah, I had some great workouts and had some great. I got some great uplifting communications with some old friends, and yeah, so it's been slightly boring, but pretty good. But I do have one exciting bit of news. Oh, Cuner, you're here. Nice to see you, Cuner. Good morning, my friend. Hope you're doing good, man. One exciting piece of news that happened this week that is fantastic is I got my new Starlink internet, thanks to Elon Musk. And I am thrilled. So we are now running at like 10 times the quality that we were running at prior episodes, and it does drop out quite a bit, and it's been fine. I've been loving it. It's been great, but I do think those dropouts will affect our streams a little bit. So if you see me kind of stutter and disappear for a minute, I'll probably come right back. But yeah, so that was super exciting. That definitely made my week. I haven't really taken advantage of it yet. I'm actually, the most exciting thing is probably today, because I haven't uploaded anything, and that's really what I've been dying to do, is upload some stuff and see how much, how quick it is. It used to take me, that video I did last week takes like overnight to upload, or did, with my old internet. And on top of that, it's going to save me a bunch of money. So I was able to cancel both of my other internets. So, this one is kind of expensive. It's like $100 a month, but I was paying that for the DSL, plus I was having to pay that again for the cell phone internet. So I canceled both of those. So I basically cut my monthly bill for internet in half with this and got 10 times faster internet. So I am thrilled about that. So that's been exciting for me this week. And then if you guys watched my video last week, I did put out a video this week about blood testing again. And so I took that micronutrient test, which I'm also pretty darn excited about. I haven't gotten the results yet. I've been checking every day. I sent it in Monday. They got it Tuesday, and then it's just been waiting on results since then. So I'm real excited to share that with you guys. I'm really curious about the results. I have a sneaking suspicion I'm going to be way off. I don't know why, but I just feel like, my gut tells me that I'm going to get some results and maybe start doing some supplementing or something. I don't know. I've been feeling great this week, so I'll get into that in a minute, but I don't know. That's just kind of what I keep clicking on it, sort of with a little bit of apprehension and being like, ooh, what's going to happen next? So, and I will this time, you guys. I've been resistant, and I tried the vitamin D and was like, it hurts my stomach and makes me have diarrhea, but I will try this time. If my numbers are way off, I will stick with a regimen of some supplementation and try to bring them back up and test again, and then see how I feel, just because I want the data, whether I believe it or not. So I will do that. I will take vitamin D, Sarah. I know you were asking about that, and or whatever it is I need to take. So we'll see how that goes. I'm really curious. I'm actually curious about my vitamin D, because if you guys remember, the last vitamin D test I did was when I hadn't had my grass-fed beef for a long time, And then this test, while I've been now almost a month without my grass-fed beef, I ate 2 whole cows over the fall of just my grass-fed beef. So I'm curious to see, if those numbers changed, even though it's winter and I haven't been outside at all, basically, unfortunately. So there's that. So Kuhner asked if did I say I lifted weights? And Kuhner, I didn't make any significant changes in my program, but I added weight to my pull-ups. I've been doing weighted pull-ups. I'm embarrassed to say how little weight it is. Oh, it looks like I'm freezing a little bit. I'm embarrassed to say how little it is, I'll tell you though. So my old daily weighted pull-ups, I just had 20 pounds. What is that? Almost like 10, not even 10 kilograms, 8 kilograms, something like that. So it wasn't a lot. But me being 140-ish pounds, it represented, 10% of my weight or something. And now I've added another 15. So I've added another, 5 or 6 or 7 kilograms, I guess. Or 6, I don't know how that works, 2.2. Anyways, I've added another 15 pounds. So I've got 35-pound kettlebell in my backpack, and I'm doing that. I'm doing ring pull-ups and ring dips. And it felt awesome. So before I was running at I get up to about, I try and get to 10 before I add weight, but in the case of those other pull-ups, I was just doing on this average like 7. That wasn't my max. That was like sets of 7. I probably could have done 10 in a single set with 20 pounds, and then I added that 15 pounds, which is a big jump actually, and I'm back down to 3 or 4. And hey, good morning, Jackie. I was thinking about you when I got up so late today. I was like, oh, she's probably waiting for me, because it's pretty late for me. But I wanted to catch the sunrise. I know you guys enjoy that, and I do too. So I don't think it's going to be much of a sunrise today. It's pretty gray out there. But yeah, so I added some weight, and I do that with my ring dips too. And man, I'll tell you what, the pull-ups are hard, but the ring dips are super hard. So I added that weight to the ring dips, and that's hard. So I'm back down to like 4. So about all I can do, and barely. So I'm definitely kind of like maxing out. So, and I'm curious, I haven't weighed myself in a while. I wonder if I feel a little flabby. I'm not flabby at all, but I think I'm probably exactly the same weight as I was, but sometimes I wonder. Kuhner, I got something for you there. So Kuhner says, I'm kind of stuck on pull-ups. Been having some problems with my left elbow for months now. And Kuhner, I don't know if you've tried it, but I will tell you that I had an enormously bad time with my joints when I started doing my home workout routine. And what changed it for me was never getting on a bar. The bar, doing a pull-up or chin-ups on bars was terrible for my joints, and it took me a while to realize it. But as soon as I switched to rings, and my elbows and wrists and shoulders could rotate, all that joint pain was gone. So I'm not sure if you've tried that yet, but man, if you're having joint pains at all, I highly recommend you just ditch the bar. Don't ever go back to it, because it just forces you into strange twists, especially of your elbow under extreme load. And it can be really, really, really hard on your joints. Now, of course, when you're 20, you do pull-ups on bars all day long, and it's not bad. So you're like, well, maybe I can get back there. But I've just found that as I'm older now, the bar is a terrible place for me to attempt to work out. It will always lead to joint pain, and it actually knocked me out for months when I first started. So I don't know if you've tried it. It might not be your deal, but if you haven't, keep that in mind. The rotation, the natural rotation of the rings allows your joints to go where they want to go, and it really helps. You have tried it. Okay, sorry. Hope I haven't harped on that one. And Kuhner says, I've started supplementing vitamin D and wonder if it'll do anything. Yeah, what it did for me last time was just gave me diarrhea. But I haven't ever stuck with it. I did try for like a few days in a row, and I was just like, this isn't worth it. But maybe I'll try again. So we'll see how that goes. And Keener says, also been to a therapist at the climbing gym, whole bunch of exercises, but it keeps coming up again. Well, yeah, I do know that what if it's tennis elbow or whatever they call those things. I know that those can be really hard, and they are recurring. So I feel for you, man. Hopefully you can get past that sometimes, and I know it's hard, but sometimes you just need to leave it alone for a while. But I think you did that, actually, if I remember correctly. So I don't know. I wish you the best. Joints are rough. What's been fun about adding weight for me, actually, I didn't say it, is I've added weights to my pistol squats, which is fun. I'm just holding a little 10-pound dumbbell, which equates to like 20 pounds of extra if you were doing like a back squat. And man, it's incredibly difficult. I can bang out pistol squats these days, even though I don't do them often. Well, that's not true. I mean, I do them every week, but what I'm trying to say is I don't push myself at them, because those will lead to joint pain for me. If I, back a year ago or so, I was continually progressing, and I was getting up into the 10, 11, 12 number, and my knees were hurting, like not immediately, but days later I'd have bad knee pain, joint pain. And I have screws in one knee and surgery. They did a patella graft on me when I blew my ACL out, so I think that's an ancient horrible type of surgery that they don't do anymore. They cut the middle of your patella tendon out with bones, and then with bone chips, and then screw that into back where your ACL was. It's actually my good knee now, but it manifests as some pain if I use it too much. And so I backed way off on my pistol squats. In terms of numbers, I usually just do like 5 workout, or 3 sets of 5 once a week. I don't do that twice a week. So adding weights was fun. I'm just back down to like 3 or 4, and but it's fun. It's hard to balance, and it feels like a challenge. So I've been really enjoying that. So I had a great week of workouts. And new internet. That's about as exciting as my life is right now, unfortunately. I don't really have much else that I did. We did have some great surf this week. I didn't go. Yesterday was really good down there, and it's freezing out there. It's 31 right now, actually 30, I think, and I just felt like I don't know. I just skipped it. It's pretty unlike me, and sometimes I beat myself up for that, but I'm getting better at just kind of going like, no, you're all right, man. You don't feel like going, don't go. So there you go. Maybe I'll go today. We'll see. I'm not sure. It's smaller today, but we get these weather events. Everyone has their particular weather situations, and in this case we have this sort of rare event, not rare, but it happens a few times a year, where the wind blows out of the Fraser River, from the northeast, and it's just freezing, and it blows all the way across the water right at us. That's an unusual weather pattern. Our normal weather wind is from the west, and it's warm because it comes over the Pacific Ocean. And so that's part of it. I know what it's like when we're having these northeasters, is you go down to surf and you're just staring into just freezing wind, and I just kind of was like, I haven't surfed for so long, I'll just skip it for now. So anyways, been having a good week despite all that. So I've been having fires. You can see my fires glowing away behind me there. I always have fires. I'm having more fires, enjoying the the warmth from my fire, and being inside on these cold days. So I'm having a good week. It's been really nice. And then Kuhner says I also like the single leg squats or something like that. Then you have to keep the other leg straight all the time. And shrimp squats. Yeah, Kuhner, I was doing elevated shrimp squats so that I could go as low as I could go with a pistol squat in the shrimp squat position. But I found those ones were actually much harder on my knee, just because of the dynamics of probably my injury. So I've returned to the pistol squats. I actually really... For me, my favorite part about the pistol squat isn't the power of the lift, but it's the challenge of the balance. I really enjoy trying to do them with good form, and trying to do them smoothly and without tipping over. And I still do. I tip over often, but for me, that's what I really enjoy. I found the shrimp squats, boy, they're super hard, I'll tell you that. Like an elevated shrimp squat where you go all the way down to full compression, those are incredibly difficult for me. I can do them. It's probably just because I don't do them. But like I said, they really seem to they load the pressure differently on my knee, and it doesn't seem to like it. So like in the pistol squat, you can get to the bottom and you can compress all the way. You can hinge your knee completely, and you can get your butt all the way onto your heel pretty much. And in the shrimp squats, I couldn't do that, and yeah, it was tough for me. Anyways, I've had a great week, so let's talk about food. From the week from a zero carb perspective. This week has been really good for me, you guys. The issues that I was having have been clearing up steadily. Not to say they're gone entirely. I've actually still have been using the bathroom more than I have in the past. So like twice a day, so 3 times a day sometimes. But I've been getting firmer, and I think part of it is that I'm getting more fat, and that is kind of can be a problem for me. So I backed down on the volume of food entirely, and I'm feeling good. I'm not minding that terrible meat. I've still got a long ways to go through it, so kind of stuck with it for a little while, but I'm not minding it. It's actually tasting pretty good to me these days. And let's see. I feel like I added something. No, I guess I didn't. Just yesterday I did. I had a little bit of smoked salmon yesterday. I went to the store yesterday and loaded up on some drumsticks for my little buddy here, for my dog. And while I was there, I got myself some smoked salmon. And I had some of that yesterday, and I really enjoyed it. Man, it was so salty for someone who hasn't eaten salt in a while. It was like, it was almost inedible. Honestly, I was like, whoa, people like this? And I mixed it with my other food, so it wasn't too bad, but it was unbelievably salty. I don't know if it was just a bad batch, or I think I'm just super sensitive is what it was. And now that I think about it, my very best bowel movement in months probably was this morning, and that still isn't solid, unfortunately. But I wonder, if that was a function of the salmon. It was really oily, and I imagine that fish oil is probably great for me when I haven't had it for a while. So don't know what it was, but I woke up this morning feeling great. I pretty much woke up and turned on this camera, so pardon me for being a little bleary-eyed and out of sorts here, but yeah, that's my week. I pretty much just ate those terrible hamburgers, plus a little bit of brisket, I think, is what I had for my fatty meat this week. I've got some brisket in my freezer that I sliced up that I got at Costco, a couple months ago, and eggs. And eggs, yeah. So, and really cheap eggs from Walmart of all places, because they have these big boxes of 60 for $6. So that's kind of where I'm at these days. I wish, Robin, thank you for your kind comments, by the way, Robin. I wish I could go and add more food to my credit card, but my credit card is just burning up right now. I can't do anything about it at the moment. So, but that's my big goal, is actually to take care of that. That's my number one goal right now, is to make that credit card be gone. And it's only burning up because I'm keep doing so good at keeping everything close to the vest, and I'm hoping that that's going to be not an issue in the coming months as I start to fix it. So, yeah. So I've had a great week. And Jackie said I had a huge amount of salmon this week, my favorite fish. I had egg-laying chickens. I had egg-laying chickens for like 30 years, and I was adamant about it. Like, I would, it was mandatory for me to have those chickens. And when I started zero carb, I found that eggs were giving me a lot of issues, and so I dropped the chickens, and I haven't gone back to my own chickens. I don't think I will. I really enjoy right now the simplicity of not having any animals. You guys know I got rid of my cows and my sheep, and the chickens I've been done with for a few years now. And so there's that. I did really enjoy having them. I didn't notice that my eggs were easier on my system than store-bought eggs, although I loved the taste was way better, and the colors were way better. But yeah, so I had chickens forever and ever and ever, and really enjoyed them. But I don't at the moment, and I probably won't go back for quite a while, just because I just want the simplicity. But Jackie says I'm thinking of having chickens, and Jackie, you should. They're so much fun. I really loved having them. I'm kind of a homesteader type guy. It was what I did. It's what I put all my energy into, was homesteading endeavors, and chickens are a big part of that. So it was a really important part of my program for like I said, decades. I mean, I had chickens before I moved here. I had chickens when I lived in Olympia, back in 1996, and from then on I had chickens, up until just a few years ago when I started Zero Carb. So really fun. I highly encourage them. So yeah, and Jackie says you're really locking up, and yeah, I can see it. I know I'm dropping the stream all the time, and that's the nature of this Starlink. I think it's going to get better as time goes on. They're going to add more and more satellites, but for now I've just got to deal with it. And so hopefully, I'm not sure if you guys miss. That's the thing I don't know, is if you guys miss what I was saying when we come back on, and it just starts you at the next, like, with a big break, or if it starts you back and you catch all the things that I was saying. I apologize if you missed some of that. I'll put it, of course, in the full stream later on. It'll be complete, but I'm not sure how it manifests there. So, and Jackie says I have a chicken lady they get my eggs and chicken meat from right now, and that's awesome, Jackie. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wasn't trying to say I actually believe strongly in the benefits of homegrown chicken and chicken eggs and homegrown meat. I believe those things deeply, that those are much better eggs, but I just haven't noticed any difference in how I feel between them lately. Like I said, I had a big problem with chickens when I first started Zero Carb, or with eggs. I kept them in my diet, and then I dropped them, and then I added them back, and I found they were really adding to my loose stools, as it were. And so I've switched back and forth. I went to no eggs for years, and then when I added them back in just a little while ago, I just added the inexpensive ones because that's where I'm at right now. And yeah, so I highly encourage you to get some homegrown chicken eggs, or chicken eggs from friends who are growing them. They're so much prettier and so much tastier, that's for sure. These eggs I'm eating are garbage. They're the cheapest eggs you can buy. I hate to say it, but that's sort of the state of my situation right now, and that's fine. I'm used to it. Look at me, I live in a shack. It's okay. I don't mind. I'm okay with my situation. So Jackie says, yeah, I think I'll have them. I'd love the animals, and they would be fun for me. They would be fun, Jackie. You'd really like them. And Kuhner says I'd love to have them too one day, and you need another place first. Yeah, I don't know that they're not the thing in the urban environment, but boy, when you get out to the country and you're doing the homesteading thing, they're really enjoyable to have around. I sure enjoyed them. So there's that. And what else? Not much else. I don't have much else to share. I'll tell you what's been good for me, you guys, is I've been really, really busy with my stove business. And as I'm dedicating more and more of my time to it, it's really paying off in the sense that I'm seeing a lot of activity there. I've got a dozen emails to answer today since yesterday or more. It's a job. It's become basic. I spend a lot of time each day working on that project, and that's given me a lot of, it makes me really happy. I've been doing it for quite a few years, and I've been trying to, find the path to form it into a livelihood for myself. And it's happening. It's really happening, and it makes me, I'm proud of that work. I feel like I'm, when I do this, I feel like I'm helping people, but when I do that, I feel like I'm really helping the whole world, because it's, every one person who I influence to build a cleaner stove means cleaner air for their neighborhood. It means no smoke blowing through everyone's yards and with the kids playing in it and everything else. I think that my stove work, really is having a significant impact on real people's real health and people's real environment, whether they know it or not. I look out my window in a morning like this, and my neighbors are billowing smoke into my pasture, and my pasture is the low spot, and it's just a cloud of particulate and smoke down there. And there's all these kids who rent my house, who are out there playing, running around in it, and I know that when I take that smoke out of the neighborhoods, I'm changing people's lives whether they know it or not. And so that's given me a lot of hope and optimism and positivity just all the way around, not just for me doing, having a job, but because I feel like I'm making a difference in the world. And whatever small bit it is, it's doing really good stuff for me. And the other thing about that is that's a business I've developed with the intention of being able to do it anywhere. And so as I've leaned more into that business and moved away from my boat work through this pandemic, I've become more and more free. I'm going to be, once the financial part of it catches up, I'm going to be more able to do the things that really excite me. Getting out on the road, traveling around, just not being stuck here. And the only reason I'm stuck here right now is really because I'm just trying to put my finances in order. So I'm really actually having a great run here, despite last week's difficulties. And thanks, by the way, for all of you guys for your support. I really appreciate it. Helped me through a rough week last week. And yeah, so things are good. Things are great, to be honest. Things are just fine here with me. And yeah, so from a health perspective, like I said, I'm feeling really good. Sorry, I just heard my little guy running around there. Feeling really good, and everything's kind of heading my way. So, and that, I really mean that. Everything is heading my way. Despite me complaining about stuff, everything, all of my goals, I'm on a good path towards all of them. So yeah, so there's all that. And what else? I don't know. I don't think I have much else. So I worked out yesterday, which was sort of an odd day to work out, but my week was kind of busy in the mornings, and I worked out only once last week, midweek, and so I worked out yesterday. So I'm going to rest today. We got some football, what do they call it? I can't remember what you call it. Championships, I guess. Finals, whatever. I'm such a sports fan. I'm not really, but I'll probably lay around and watch some football and clean the place up a little bit. I had some good rearranging this week. That was fun. Probably do a little more of that. Starting to feel my spring flutter happening. Trying to make things better. So yeah, so I'm just kind of looking forward to this day to kind of rest and get ready for the week. Playoffs, little Viking coach. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Oh, that's ridiculous. I'm tired or sleepy, whatever it is, just waking up. So good morning, by the way, little Viking coach. I'm glad you're here. So I'm really looking forward to today, to resting up, and then this week, nothing too exciting, but I am just hoping to make a lot more progress this week and, just keep progressing towards my goals. So I'm actually, like I said the last few times, it's like I get sick of the weekends. I think that was part of last week too, was that 3-day weekend was just killing me. I just kind of wait for Monday for the starting gun and I want to start blasting towards my goals. So I'm really looking forward to this week, to making some more progress, and hoping to come back next week and have some more exciting stuff to share this week. I did talk to my friend who I had planned my surf trip with last year that we had to cancel, and we started talking about whether it's time to start planning that again, and so I'll probably put some time into that this week. And I don't think it's time to travel quite yet, but I am going to reach out we had some surf guides set up in Central America, and I'll probably reach out to them and ask them, what the vibe is in their country. Are we welcome? Or is it irresponsible to travel right now? Do they need our money? Those kinds of things, and maybe start looking at booking that trip, in April or something. It's money that I've already spent. The plane tickets are all on vouchers, and the the surf guide stuff is all paid for from last year, and the accommodations are all on vouchers from last year. So I just need to say the word and plan it. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the trip, but I'm also looking forward to just having the trip to look forward to. So I'm still not sure if it's time to book any trips yet, but like I said, I'm just going to, rather than make that decision myself, I'm going to ask the people who it really matters. I know that they've opened up to travel. I'm just not sure how they feel about it. So I'll find out, and we'll see. So maybe I'll come back next week and tell you I've got a trip booked. So, and Little Viking Coach says, have you surfed Indonesia? And I have, Little Viking Coach, a long time ago, but it was I think it was 1995 or so. But I spent like 3 months there, and I went everywhere. We surfed Bali, and we went on a boat trip to Java and G-Land, Groningen. We stayed there for a few weeks, and then we went on another boat trip to Lombok and Sumbawa, and it was wonderful. I mean, it was amazing. I'll be honest, the surf was out of my league for the most part back then, and it'd be probably way out of my league now. Back then I was, what was I, 25? So, it was a wonderful trip. It was really crowded even then, 25 years ago. And it was crowded with excellent surfers. And here in Washington, we're pretty crappy surfers. So, but it was an amazing trip. And oh, your wife is from there. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I wish I always, and I've said this to my sister, who's a avid traveler. I've said to her, how much I regretted being so obsessed with surf when I went there. I loved the culture, and I wish that I had the wherewithal to be not so focused on surf, but to spend some time doing some other types of travel, because I love the culture, I love the area. Nowadays I'm really interested in the anthropology, being the zero carb thing has got me really into the history of humans, and Indonesia's I think it's one of the cradles of human civilization, the oldest. I just saw in an anthropology article this week, I think, that the oldest cave paintings in the world are in Indonesia. And they just dated some of the oldest ones at, like, I'm going to get it wrong. So I won't say a number. Okay, I'm going to say a number. I think it was 45,000 years ago. Some wild boar painting with the hands. But that stuff to me nowadays is far more interesting than the surf. So I'd love to go back and explore that stuff. And maybe one day I will. We'll see. That's kind of, hopefully where I'm headed, is to have the ability to do those kinds of things in the future. So anyways, there's that. The Ring of Fire. Exactly. Little Viking Coach is so interesting. It's such an interesting area. I just love that. Love that whole area. So what's it called? I'm gonna get it wrong, but there's an ancient structure there that's the oldest we know of, and it's just, they don't know who made it or how they built it, and I'm just really curious about all that stuff. So anyways, I think that's enough for me today, you guys. I will wrap it up here. And I'm going to wish all of you guys a fantastic week. I hope you guys have a great week. Hope you make a lot of progress on your goals. Hope you guys stay the course and all that good stuff. I want to say thank you so much, as always, for your kind comments and support. I can't tell you, it just means so much to me. You guys keep me going here. So thank you all so much for that. And I'll come back next week. And in the meantime, hopefully I'll be getting those blood test results, and I'll probably post another video when I get those about my results, good or bad. I'm not scared. I'll probably do it as like a 4-year carnivore roundup. We'll see. I'm a couple weeks from that, so I'm not sure if I'll do those together or separate, but we'll take a look at those blood tests and we'll see how they look, and yeah, we'll take it from there. So all right, you guys, I'm gonna hit the outgoing video. I really hope you guys have a great week. Thank you again for being here, for all your support, and I'll see you next week. All right, thanks guys. Have a great week.